Welcome, Pathfinders, to the Find the Path coverage of PaizoCon. I am here with Luis Loza, the developer for the Pathfinder lines, or one of the developers for the Pathfinder line, unless you're all by yourself by this point. I don't know how many people are.
I don't think I could cover that on my own.
So we're here at PaizoCon. How is the convention going for you?
It's great. It's a lot of fun. I love seeing all the fans all the time, and just being on the panels. It's always just exciting to get people excited for the things we talk about, upcoming products, or even just getting people's questions and helping them out with their games.
Absolutely. Well, of course, we love PaizoCon. We just finished with the Preview Banquet, which means that the chains are off.
Yes.
And Luis can talk about what he wants to talk about. So what do you have coming up soon that you think the fans will want to hear about?
Well, as a developer, I've been working recently on the Pathfinder World Guide line, which is kind of a mix of our old campaign setting and player companion lines, just a big smash together, quarterly products coming out. And we've already talked about the first book in the line, the Lost Omens World Guide, which is kind of similar to the Inner Sea World Guide. After that, though, we just announced tonight World Guide number 2, which is similar to, at least I see it similarly to Inner Sea Races, and it's called the Pathfinder World Guide, Lost Omens Player's Guide.
The one with the bugbears.
So I've been told there might be bugbears around. This book is... The idea we had with World Guide 1 is, hey, where are you from? Where do you live? Where do you do your adventures? World Guide 2 is just, who are you? If you are a dwarf, you might want to know what kind of dwarf you are. If you are an elf, where do you hail from? Things like that. And we originally have had things like our ethnicities for our humans before, but we really didn't have stuff like that. You could be a Garundi human or a Varisian human or a dwarf.
Yeah.
Just standard dwarf.
The standard dwarf.
Nothing like that. But in this new book, what we're trying to do is expand on that in a similar fashion where we have ethnicities for humans, we have ethnicities and cultures and groups for our other ancestries. You could be an underground dwarf or a surface dwarf or a mountain dwarf, which all mean different things. And this book explains what those are and how your cultures and your lifestyle might be different. And then if you like your dwarf, here's a bunch of new ancestry feats for you to work with.
Absolutely.
And we do that with all 6 of our core ancestries and also expand on our half-elf and half-orc. And then we have, as we announced, 3 new ancestries. No bugbear, but the hobgoblin, the leshy, and the lizard folk, who they all get the full write-up like you would expect from the core rulebook. So that's exciting, and we even get a chance to explain how they fit into the setting. And after that, the thing that I'm most excited about is we then take a dive into 5 of the main organizations that are some of the movers and shakers in the Inner Sea region. We have some of those like the Pathfinder Society, which you would expect, and the Hell Knights, but we also have some of the some that have been around but haven't had a chance to really sit in the spotlight for a while, like the Magambia Academy.
Oh, awesome.
And the Knights of Lastwall, who there's been a lot of shakeups recently, but they're holding strong and they're continuing the vigil. And we even have a new one called the Firebrands, which absolutely brand new. They the way we were trying to sort out what these organizations might be ended up kind of matching to the alignments. We have Pathfinders who are neutral, Hell Knights who are lawful, as well as the Knights of Lastwall, which are lawful. The Magambia is neutral good. And finally, the Firebrands cover the chaos portion of the alignment. And they're all about fun. They're all about being flashy and ostentatious and getting attention to themselves and wearing ridiculous over-the-top clothing, but also helping people out where they can and using the things like big over-the-top clothing to get attention and help maybe people escape oppression and things like that. So they're both good, but also chaotic in that they just shake things up all over the place. And I got to write that.
Awesome.
So I'm excited for people to see that. And each of these organizations features new archetypes that expand and build upon even some of the archetypes from World Guide 1, the Lost Omens World Guide. Like the Hell Knight archetype builds off the Hell Knight Armiger from World Guide 1. Hell Knight Armiger is an initiate to a Hell Knight order. And then once you finally complete your training and your tests, you can become a proper Hell Knight with these new rules. So I'm looking forward to people seeing that. And we also announced World Guide number 3, which is covering the other question, who do you worship or what do you believe in?
Yes.
And we'll talk more about that down the line, but it's going to feature a lot of deities, and it's also kind of the equivalent to Inner Sea Gods from First Edition. So I think this will help us cement a lot of the basics that people are hoping for, expecting with the setting pretty much right away in the life of Pathfinder Second Edition.
Yeah, it sounds like you're doing a great blend of both the story elements and adding in all the world building, and then you're having all of these game options that tie directly back into it, so that you can have the Hell Knights of various orders as you progress further, and then add that on when you already have the foundation built. So that sounds just amazing. I can't wait for that to happen. When do those other two come out?
So they are quarterly products. I believe they are all just expected to be every 3 months. I don't have the exact dates, but I believe based on the Gen Con release, we're looking close to October, November for World Guide 2, and then 3 months after that for World Guide 1, and so on and so forth, assuming nothing has any hiccups or obstacles along the line. But that's the plan going forward with it.
We can all absolutely hope.
Yeah.
So yeah, as always, whenever we're doing any of our videos, we like to talk to everyone, give you an opportunity to share a little bit about your table. Usually we ask about, what character that you're playing, but I understand that much as myself, you've taken on the mantle of Game Master. Yes. So do you have any fun anecdotes from your recent campaigns?
Yeah, rather than... Before we switch over to Second Edition, some of us at the office were like, well, let's give First Edition another go. Last hurrah, so we're playing Return of the Rune Lords, and I'm in that game with, I'm running that game with a lot of my other coworkers. We have Mike Sayre, organized play developer, and his wife Morgan. We have Owen Casey Stevens, who's the Starfinder design lead. We have my other fellow Pathfinder developers, Eleanor Farron, who helps out. We both share the World Guideline, and Ron Lundeen, who does the APs. And that's been going well. Ron's character is very much a chaotic character, and thanks to some of his playful coercion and a great roll on the Rod of Wonder table, Mike's character, who is a Leshy Luchador, or Leshidor as we refer to him, met an unfortunate fate and will no longer be part of the Dimension Group as he's moved on to the Great Garden in the Sky.
That is Leshy Luchador.
Yeah, Luchador.
Did he choose that just because it's difficult to say, or?
No, I think he just really wanted to play something that's like a luchador, and then the Leshidor pun was too perfect for him to give up. And he's got to do it.
He's got to do it. Well, that sounds like that was a whole lot of fun. It sounds like everything that that you've been working on, that you've got coming out here in the next couple of months, is going to, at the very least, carry us through into the new year and keep us all entertained. Now, before we go, I do know that you, and I don't know how much you can speak on this,
sure,
but I do know that you have a book coming out for the first adventure path.
Yes.
For the first adventure path of the new system, which is the Age of Ashes.
Yes.
So can you tell us a little bit?
Yeah, I can tell you a little bit.
Okay.
So Age of Ashes is our first adventure path for Second Edition, and it actually goes all the way from first level to 20th level. And I get to be the first person ever to present a product where you go from 18th level to 20th level.
Oh.
I'm your first taste of very, very, very high level play. I won't go into any real details about the plot, but just, we mentioned already, dragons are involved. It can get pretty serious, and I'd say look forward to that.
I am 100%. I'm positive all of you out there listening are 100%. And I look forward to everything that you guys are putting out in the upcoming months. And thank you for talking with us. So until next time, good luck, Pathfinders.